Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up. But first, as always, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and 77. We're looking at, it's not going to get out of the 50s today. It's going to be predicted to be 59 degrees. So it's going to be cool. It's going to get down to 39. So we've got a little 20-degree swing there. Just a seasonal December weather. The water temperature down to 62 degrees. So it's dropping a little bit more. So it's still cool there. Let's take a look at our river readings. The big river, the Apalachicola, Bluntstown, it looks like it may start rising on Saturday morning. This morning it's reading a 3.5. But Saturday morning, it looks like it's going to get up to 4. It's going to have a slight rise in it. So that could affect just a little bit of action there on the big river. The Choctahatchee Caravelle is just flatline. It's not doing anything. It's at 3.7. And if you're going to fish this weekend on the Choctahatchee, you're looking at some pretty steady time, okay? The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. It's going to be a low tide at 9:19 this morning and a high tide at 10:51 tonight. So good tides. The weekend is going to be a little slack on the tides, but good tides this morning. Okay, marine forecast north-northwest at 5 to 10. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a cool day if you're out, but it's going to be a good sunny day. All right, we'll take our break and be right back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, and welcome to our regular guest, Ronnie Groom.
Morning, buddy.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
All right, we got a little bit of cool weather coming now, Ronnie, and that always signals everything about the deer. And you have a good Thanksgiving first?
Had a good Thanksgiving. I got lucky and killed a deer, and a lot of good deer killed, and the weather's been good, and helping. This cool weather really helps the hunting.
Yeah, it did. Now, y'all already started the big buck contest down there?
Got a big buck contest going. I checked in a good one yesterday, and we haven't checked in one yet that I think will win. So if you haven't registered, come by and register. And if you have, and you get a deer, bring the horns in, make sure I'm there, and I measure.
And the rule on this got to be a deer killed in a Panhandle area.
Right around this area here.
You can't bring one down from Illinois and stuff like
No,
that.
sir. No way.
I've been seeing some good pictures, and I really, relatively, all the areas I've seen like one big buck brought out about every area. But
yeah.
So,
we've had some good sight.
Yeah.
We have had and will have good deer kill this year because we had good wet weather, and it grew a lot of browse, and the deer are fat and good shape.
Yeah. And you hadn't killed a deer every time you've gone out, have you?
No, sir. We had a problem with bears tearing up feeders.
Tell about that feeder you had messed up with.
Yeah, I had a bolt in a feeder there that would keep the feeder from coming down, and that bear bent a 1/4-inch bolt and flipped the thing, and the feeder fell and hit the ground. But the good thing was it was sitting on the ground, and when it time to go off, it went off. I couldn't believe it survived that crash. But the hunting's going to be good this year.
That's a heavy-duty feeder to go.
That's heavy-duty feeder,
really.
I'm telling you. That's
and
good.
the bear actually bent that quarter.
He bent and it wasn't but about 4 inches long, and he bent it to pull a pin out of the winch so the winch wouldn't hold. And he knows to flip that thing and make it fall.
They're smart on it.
He's done it about 5 times, but I'm fixing to go up there in my drill motor, and I'm gonna fix it.
That's bad. You keep me sort of trying to outsmart a bear, and they keep coming.
Yeah.
They're smarter than we think they are.
And I had pictures of him. My game camera was taking pictures of him doing all this. And then I had a picture of just his nose in the camera, and I took my card out of the camera, and it was mud all over my camera where he'd been playing with it, trying to get it off.
Hey, maybe want one for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas, now I know y'all are going full swing down there.
Right. This is a busy time of the year, and it's time for people to get all their gift shopping done. And I brought some samples here, just some things, the good ideas for Christmas.
Okay.
Start out with the books. We've got several books at the store we sell. This is Carnivore Country, and it's strictly a cookbook. I mean, if you want to cook frogs or armadillo or whatever, it's in here, venison, anything. it's a good cookbook, and it's a good present.
Well, yeah, and you know, they had snake recipes and the armadillo, like you say.
Possums, coons, you know, all kind of ducks and normal stuff.
Easy reading too, and it's sort of like a simple recipes. That's good. I like
good recipes. My wife, who's a very good cook, looked at that thing. She said, "There's some really good recipes in here. They knew what they were doing."
Bacon wrapped jalapenos, pepper. That's a good way to cook game with bacon wrapped around.
That's a good thing.
That's a good book.
Another book we got is White Tales. It's by Bob Shepard. Bob Shepard and I taught both schools, you know, for 25 years or so. And this is if somebody wants to get into deer hunting and is not knowledgeable, this is the best book I've ever seen on deer hunting. It tells really just the facts. It's all down to earth, good stuff. And we had people in our bow schools, we could advance them about 3 years in their knowledge just by the stuff that's in this book right here.
I want to say something about this book too. I went down and when this came out and I met him when he had a book signing down there. Very nice guy.
Yeah, he's a physician.
And I got the book, and of course, you know, we all think we know everything. I read this book. I was just fascinated with it. But more important than that, what I did, I bought my son-in-law, Walter, one of these books. And Walter is an avid outdoorsman now, but he didn't grow up around the outdoors. But when he read this book, he learned more from this book than anything he's ever learned. And it just really is.
It's a real McCoy.
It really is. And we're not just trying to sell you the book for the sake of buying a book, but that's a good book.
And last but not least is one of my very favorite books, the one that Coach wrote here, full box, The History of Diving and Boats in this area. And you know, if you're a Panama City resident, you need to look at this book and find out about the history around this area. This is just a great book, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Ronnie. I tell people I find myself picking up every now and then reading the story again. And,
it's sort of like the Bible. You learn something every time you pick it up.
I know it. So that is always some good stuff here. Think about it. These books will last a long time, and you can go back on them and all. And 3 good books, really.
Okay.
3 good books.
Get into some gifts now. Probably one of the most popular things we have at Christmas is a game camera. We sell these for people to keep an account of, you know, what's coming to their feeders and what's there and not there. And this is very good. It's also a good security camera. We got them that make no light, no flash at all, and it's just a great gift. And the price on them is real reasonable. These Browning, my favorite's this Browning camera, and it's like $120, and that's a good price for a good quality camera. You'd be amazed at the quality of the pictures you can get out of that thing.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break. We got all kind of presents coming up. We got a quick break now. All right, welcome back. See, I'm Ronnie Groom from C&G Sporting Goods. Everyone knows where that is in Harrison Avenue. We're talking about those cameras during the commercial break there. And a lot of people think you got to have this really big security system and all, which is nice and all if you can afford it. But these cameras, like you said, a lot of people are using them for security.
Right. We have a camera, they call them blackout cameras. It gives off no sound, no flash, nothing. And you can put it like in a camouflage, put it side of your driveway or by your business somewhere or by your feeders, you know, and it'll get a picture there. And on that picture, you're going to have the violator if that's what you're after. And you're going to have the date and the time it was taken, and you got to picture the place it was. So it's all the evidence you need to turn in a poacher or turn in a thief or something. You know, it's really a good thing.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, what else we got?
We got all kind of things. I thought, you know, it's kind of cool. I thought we'd talk a little bit about warm stuff. We got this base layer underwear, military thermal wear, and it's really good stuff. It's warm, you know, and you dress in layers and it keeps you warm. It's just a really good item. Hand warmers, you know, the little hand warmers, hot hands that you put in there.
Those are nice.
Toe warmers, and it'll last, you know, 6-7 hours.
I use those during Thanksgiving up there at Alabama when it's cold weather.
And we carry all kind of gloves. This is a good pair of really warm gloves, and we carry them in camouflage too, but a lot of people, you know, don't need camouflage, and that really keep you warm this time of year. It's a good thing. Good socks. These are socks for women right here, come in a package. They're made by Browning. It's 3 pair to a package, and you know, it's really a good gift.
That is a good gift.
It's really nice. It's already packaged up. You don't have to do anything but put it under the tree. Keep you warm. And for the hunters, and also we carry these in solid colors. These are masks that you wear, you know, to to keep you warm and to hide you in the tree if you're in a tree stand.
See, that covers your nose right there too.
Covers your nose.
Always gets cold.
And we carry them in colors too, not just camouflage, so that's a good thing. And we carry all kind of camouflage like these Browning hats. You know, we're big into Browning. We really believe in Browning. They're quality stuff, been around a long time. But we carry all kind of camouflage. Anything you would need in camouflage, we got it. You know, warm weather stuff, jackets. We carry waders, you know, camouflage waders for duck hunters and regular green waders for workers. That's a good item. And we don't leave out the women in that. We carry all kind of women's camouflage. We specialize in stuff for women and youngsters. So, you know, if you got a youngster, we can fix them up. But Browning is the name. Safety. This is a safety vest that you need to wear. You know, you have to wear it on public hunting grounds, but on your private property you don't have to. But I really recommend you wear this. And you know, we had a young man fell out of a tree stand the other day and had some injuries. And we like to encourage people to wear their safety restraint system, you know. And I heard an interview with him, and he said that he never thought he'd need it. And, you know, I was about the same way, but finally I found out, and he did too, that we need to wear some safety restraint. You know, you get up that tree stand, you need to be there. And if you get sleepy, get out and lay down on the ground and take a nap. Don't stay up there if you're sleepy. And remember, most of the falls are climbing and coming down, and they have a safe line now that you can attach to the stand of the tree. And as you come down, if you happen to fall, it will catch you on the way down or on the way up if you happen to lose your balance. Yeah,
you can't say enough about that safety. And I did hear about that incident up there in the northern part of the county, and the guy was lucky he didn't get hurt bad.
Yeah, you know, I could tell you tales teaching these bow schools of people that would come in and tell tales of, you know, people in a wheelchair now and that kind of thing. Just be careful. And I urge you, if any member of your family hunts, you be sure, you know, if you're a young man, your dad's hunting, you tell him, Dad, I want you to come home. Please wear a safety belt. Same thing with the wife. Tell the husband, and even the women, they need to wear safety restraint. And to my estimation, the way I hunt now in my age is I hunt out of a short ladder. A ladder to me is the safest stand you can hunt out of. It's got a bar in front of you, it contains you, and it's really a good thing.
Yeah, that is safe right there. Yep.
All right, everybody that hunts will recognize this. It's a scent killer, and you know, this is something we carry so much. We carry scent killers, we carry hunter's soaps, and we even carry just anything you can think of that a hunter would need in scents and all kind of stuff like this. There's so much stuff out there to help control your scent and to help you be less noticeable in the woods out there.
Ron, you may not remember this. I remember a long time ago, I heard you talk to a group of hunters, and this is before all these scent blocks came out. And you said something I never have forgotten about what you did with your clothes about rolling them up in pine straw.
Yeah, I used to.
I don't know if you remember that, but you were telling, it was down there, and we were talking to a group of hunters and all, and we're talking about scent.
Yeah.
And you were talking about that. I just never have forgotten.
We'd get pine or cedar and put it in a bag. You know, back then we didn't have anything like this, and we'd store that stuff in there to kind of help cut your scent down. And
so you were ahead of your time. You realize that if you could put that in a bottle.
You know, a friend of mine, Hugh Blackburn, he was with Bear Archery, big salesman for Bear Archery. Many years ago, we were teaching these bow schools at Westervelt Lodge in Alabama. And Hugh said, Ronnie, let's start us up a scent company. We'll sell this stuff in a bottle. And I said, Hugh, that's ridiculous. That never worked. We could have been millionaires.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just so many things you can get for Christmas now.
Well, you would actually roll your clothes up. I mean, you roll them up in pine straw or sticks or something, just natural in a bag, and then put them on. I thought that was so smart, and I guess you can still do that.
You can still do it, you know. And I know people that take pine bough and rub it on their clothes to get that scent on there, you know.
Yeah.
And it'll anything you can do to help. You know, work.
And that's, in this book here, he talks so much about scent.
That's really stuff there. He doesn't pull any punches. He tells you what's good and bad, and he's a very smart man.
He's really strong believer too in getting that wind direction.
Right.
I mean, he really.
Well, I am too. You know, you use these to help, but I always like to have the sun at my back, so the sun's in the deer's eyes down there, and the wind in my face, so he can't smell me. That's the perfect situation, but you can't always get that.
Yeah,
so
true.
Anything you can get like this will help you.
That's true. All right, we're going to take our final break. Come right back. All right, welcome back. Ronnie Groom, C&G Sporting Goods. Let's take a look now at our fish and game forecast today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Mark's number is 8326000. Our times this morning, 3:30 to 5:30, but this afternoon, 3:51 to 5:51. That's right before dark. It'll be getting dark by the time you get out of your stand, so that's going to be a good time if you're red fishing or if you're trying to shoot a buck. All right, you got some, what you're holding right there, Ronnie, is just something that is an excellent present.
Yeah, this is a small bow set, a little inexpensive set for youngsters, really young youngsters.
Uh-huh.
But it's not a toy now. If you got a youngster that's shooting a bow and arrow like this is not a toy. It has to be under adult supervision. Because these things, even though they're small, they got some power now.
Yeah, and that's a great beginner set, though.
It's a
real
beginner
simple.
set.
Yeah, and I'm here as a witness, a testimony as to how much young people love to shoot a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
they do.
Now this is a larger set right here. Now this is for older kids, somebody that's really serious into archery. It's got everything with it. It's got it's got a sight. It's got the arrows, everything.
So it's got a sight in it.
So the sight's already
cool.
built in. Everything's built in. All you have to do is shoot it. That's all.
It's got a quiver on it too.
Yeah. We carry a lot of stuff for youngsters and women because there's a lot of times they're overlooked. So we make sure we have a large selection of stuff. Even guns. We have guns made for smaller people or young people. They're shorter. They're lower calibers and. It's a good starter things to start with, and if you buy a youngster a gun and it's undersized, and he outgrows it, it's no trouble to get rid of. There's a demand for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So take care of the youngsters, but when you get them these kind of gifts, you need to be very careful to make sure they're chaperoned and these guns are put up and locked up when they're not using them.
What's a good caliber for starting off with, say, a teenager or a young person, preteen?
Well, in a shotgun, I would recommend a 20 gauge. Now, they make a 410, but a 410 is really small.
Yeah.
And they outgrow them right quick, and there's not near as much shot in a 410 as in a 20 gauge, and they don't kick that bad. The main thing when teaching them to shoot is the noise. Make sure they have their ears covered because the noise frightens young kids a lot more than the recoil.
Yeah.
So, and in a rifle, I would... My best choice for a youngster would be a 243.
Okay.
Now, 223 is less recoil, but it doesn't have near the power either. And 243, and really, if it's the right size, you don't outgrow a 243 caliber. I hunted with the 243 for years and years, and took a lot of nice deer with it, one-shot kills. So 243 is good. If they get a little older, then you can get up into a 308 or 7mm 08 would be a good choice, and those two calibers are also very good for women. They don't have a lot of recoil, but they have good knockdown power.
Okay. What are you talking women about pistols and all? What's some good sizes, different sizes?
You're talking about for self-defense now?
Yeah.
For self-defense, the police department and we recommend a 38 caliber and a revolver. Now most women cannot handle a semi-automatic because they're hard to cock.
Yeah.
Physically, they have trouble with it. Plus, they don't know if there's a bullet in the barrel or not. With a revolver, you can simply pull the trigger and it'll shoot, or you can cock it and shoot it. And you can get bullets that aren't real strong too. Weaker bullets, which are very good for self-defense. You don't need that much. You're not target shooting or anything or distance. And you're talking about me to you over there. That's not very far if you have an attacker or something. So. 38 caliber is good. They make you get a 380, but that only comes in a semi-automatic. 22 Magnum is a fairly good little gun you get in a revolver.
Okay.
And it's surprising the power of a 22 Magnum.
Yeah. Okay. What about a lot of people just like talking about 22s and all, just like to squirrel hunt just for the sport of it, and a 22 with a scope, I guess, would be a challenge.
That's my favorite way to squirrel hunt is something like a little Ruger 1022 or even a little single shot. That's the way most youngsters start off. start off with a BB gun and carefully watch them when they're shooting them because they're dangerous too.
Yeah.
Start off with a BB gun, move up to a 22. My first one was a 22 single shot. I think back then they were about $20 a piece, and then you move on up to the larger calibers. And by the way, we've got plenty of 22 shells right now.
Okay,
They've
good.
been scarce and hard to get.
Yeah, they
The only
have.
thing we're having problems with is 22 Magnums, but we're getting some of them.
Okay. And y'all got other shells? You got plenty of other shells?
Oh yeah,
too?
we've got the duck loads, the steel shot. We've got different types of those, and we've got all the shotgun shells. We've got just more ammunition we've ever had before now. And it's scarce in places, but we've got plenty of it.
Last show we did, you and I together, we did it down at your store down there. A lot of people
Yeah.
enjoy that at the museum.
Oh,
They
good.
said, Ronnie got a museum down there. I said, yeah, he does.
But through the years, we've collected a lot of deer heads and
Yeah.
other animals and just relics and old bows and stuff like that. And we just invite anybody, just come down and visit with us. You'll have a good time down there and look at all the mounts and everything. And you're just welcome to come see us anytime.
That's good. Now, as a hunter, we're getting into Christmas vacation right around the corner. And, of course, next is January, get the rut. So what are you looking for as a hunter coming up? Some signs and all you looking for?
Well, our rut, we're not like Illinois where they have a rut, lasts a week or 2 weeks. Our rut goes over about 2 or 3 months, and it's sort of on and off again. So the best thing to do, and I tell everybody, is go when you can.
Yeah.
And the hunting is good in the middle of the day. I always prefer the morning. Morning's my favorite time, but morning and evening is probably the most productive. But you never know when the deer start rutting, and they will start here soon. Anytime you can, be in a tree stand, be in the woods.
And like I say, a lot of times people forget about the middle of the day, but a lot of times there's
That's
some
a
big
good
bucks.
time.
They really are. They're just somebody got one other day around 10:30.
Right.
Yeah.
I just happened to think of another safety thing I think we need to mention. The guy fell the other day, and luckily he was able to he broke both arms, but he was able to get to his cell phone and call. And but hunt with somebody whenever possible. If not, make sure that somebody knows exactly where you're going to be.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up, Ronnie. Thank you so much,
Thank
buddy.
you, buddy.
All right, run some down to C&G. And folks, always appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors. Ask you to do a good deed for your fellow man. You have a great day, and God bless.
Amen.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.